Today I want to talk about one of my favorite big fish techniques, that's throwing a vibrating jig. The rod to me is one of the most important elements to putting fish in the boat when you're throwing a vibrating jig. And I've had to learn that the hard way by losing a lot of fish. What I've really decided on is that I need a rod with a lot of backbone, but one with a lot of tip. The thing I have to consider there is a lot of times when you're fishing a vibrating jig, especially when you're fishing it fast, that bait pulls back really hard against the rod. So your rod is constantly loaded. When a fish comes up and eats the bait, a very natural instinct as a fisherman to pull it away from the fish. So I want to choose a rod with a very soft tip that's going to be a lot more forgiving. I mentioned fishing the bait fast. A lot of times that's what draws the bite. Now in colder water situations, I'll slow it down of course, but what I really like to do when this bait really shines for me is when I can get out over big expansive flats and just cover water, whether it's grass or rock or whatever. I'm just looking for a couple fish that are up there just isolated and are just looking to feed. So that's really when it shines to me, because what I found over the years is some of the biggest fish that are shallow will come after a vibrating jig. And once you got the right setup, it's almost 100%, bite to catch. Let's go into some of the other aspects of it. The line to me is really critical. My favorite line to throw, 20-pound Seaguar and VizX. As far as reels go, this is a high-speed reel. It's a 7/4 gear ratio reel. I think that's important. It allows me to do several things. If I want to slow it down, of course I can, but if I want to burn it as fast as I can reel, I can do that too. One of the other things we have to consider with a vibrating jig is a lot of times a fish in shallow water will eat that bait and it'll come directly at you. So a high-speed reel helps you catch up to that fish. But those are some of the situations where I throw this bait. That's my basic setup. It's put a lot of giant fish in the boat for me, and it's one that works on largemouth, smallmouth in a variety of situations.